Hello everyone, Diane here. How's everyone doing? And I just want to make this really short and simple and to the point. As an introduction, I have been guided to once again give another session. I am not aware of what they want to talk about, but I have been guided to do this for you. So I'm going to just allow them to come through. My guides, I ask for the highest guides and angels of light to come through and help of the highest light. So we're going to find out what they have to say to us today. So just I appreciate your listening. I thank you very much, and I'm going to just allow them to come through and talk about what they want me to talk about. So thanks a lot, and here we go. Hello, everyone. This is correct that we have been asked to guide the one speaking to give out more information. And what we would like to talk about today is something that might be considered controversial by some, or unbelievable by others, or those that just are curious enough to listen and be open to the information. And we understand that there are all levels of people listening, all levels of people on their spiritual path and what their belief system is. And we have no intention whatsoever of changing that or swaying that, because everyone on your planet is here to do what they are supposed to do in this lifetime for themselves and for others. So it is a very individual and personal thing for each and every individual on the planet. So we would never interfere with that free will and try to sway that information or opinion of others. But we do want to put out the information so that it's out there for those that are willing, interested, and if it's their time to resonate with this information, that's all we can ask for, and that's what we want. So we just want everybody to understand that we do this with the highest regard of light and love to all listening, to all beings out there. And we just want to interject our knowing and hope that you can accept that as such. Now, what we would like to talk about is, in our last session, we talked about how humans have and are starting to take off the blindfolds. Humans are starting to see the light. Things are changing. Things are moving. As we discussed, the planet Earth and all other planets are moving and shifting and being placed into their positions. And this is of the highest vibration and of the highest level. So along with that, as we discussed, the beings on each planet, and as of on Earth, the beings that live there and inhabitate that planet need to also change. They also need to raise their vibration and change their DNA in certain ways to be able to accept these changes and as we say, go with the flow and be able to accept these changes into their physical being. And so we want to have to explain that again, because that is an important bit of information that we would like to put out there, so everybody understands again that is something that is happening and something that is very important and vital to the continuation of the planet and its people. So as we say that, what we really want to discuss today is, again, something that some may not resonate with or understand, but we feel it's time. We feel it's time to get this information out. And in reality, we have been pushing in our gentle way to have the one speaking to bring this information out, and she actually has been hesitating because she feels that it's a controversial subject and doesn't know how it will be taken. But we have convinced her that it is important to get this information out. And so she has accepted the challenge, so to speak, for herself to be able to get this information out, because it is necessary. And she luckily does have that trust in us that we will put out the information that's necessary, and it will be accepted as such. What we would like to discuss, and our main topic of discussion, is a continuation, again, of the session that was previous, which is Humans are taking the blindfolds off. Humans are starting, because of these changes and the DNA changes and the vibrational changes, humans are starting to understand and open up to so much more than they ever have before on the planet. There are so many more. There has always been a small group of people who had the belief system and understood things at a higher level. But now that number is growing so quickly that there are so many more people on the planet who are willing to accept and understand the information of there being higher beings, and there being more to just what they know in their little world, so to speak, that it is just so much more expansive than that. And people are starting to wake up to that. People are starting to understand there is so much more to explore, and there is so much more to know. And that is wonderful, because we feel the veil lifting, we see it lifting, we understand that this is becoming much more widespread, and this is wonderful news for us, because it means that as one grows, so does another. We look at you as all being one. We look at you as all light beings, all beautiful light beings of the source itself. And as one person starts to see the light and expand their consciousness, it grows, it extends out. The light just shines from one to the other and moves on and on and on. So we find that to be a wonderful situation, that the veil is lifting, and the beings are able to expand their knowledge and willing to accept more. And that is why we feel it's time to talk about this subject. And the subject is, we feel it is now time to prepare to meet your galactic brothers and sisters, your galactic family, those that are related to you in ways that you might not even understand or know yet. So it is time. And we want you to understand that there is things that you can do at this point in time, with the veil lifting and the vibration shifting, and the planet lifting to a higher and new place and a new level. It is time, and it is possible for you all on the planet to be able to do things that you might ask, well, how do I prepare? What do I do? When will this happen? So there are many questions we know that are being asked about this. But again, this is the beginning. This is time to discuss this and to have this conversation about you. There are billions of other galaxies and planets and beings and different types of beings out there in the cosmos. They are there. They are real. There is no longer even second guessing that information. That is a fact, and that is the truth. And it's time that many who are listening to this understand that, know that already, but there are many that don't. And it's time for people to open up and understand that you are not alone. You on your planet Earth are nowhere near alone as being the only beings out there that have any kind of humanistic qualities. There are many, many other planets and places that have the same qualities. And we need to say too, are so much more advanced in their knowledge, and are light years ahead of their knowledge of so much more on where they come from. That is just the way it is. We look at time as not an important element. We actually look at time in light years and light beings, and on a totally different level than the time looked at on planet Earth. So so one of the things that people are questioning is, well, when will this happen? When will we meet our galactic families? When will we meet our off-planet friends? When will they be here? When will we be able to be with them? Well, we have to explain that it is a very, very important place in time right now, where everything is shifting, everything is changing. The consciousness, again, is raising and lifting, the frequency is rising. And as this keeps happening, as more and more people start envisioning and understanding that this is a possibility, and accept it into their lives and accept it into their being at a soul level, this will start opening up, because, again, one reaches another, and it will start spreading. And as people start thinking on these terms of this is a possibility, the more that this can actually happen. The consciousness of everyone working together on this level is is what is needed to be able to reach that level of understanding, acceptance, and loving to be able to have this happen. So we want, again, people to understand this, listening to this, that there are things that you can do to do that. You first of all, it's very important, we think, for you to start really meditating. Meditation may not be, easy for some, and it doesn't have to be done in any certain way or any specific time or form. It is just a matter of going within and thinking, of allowing, of just having your mind expand and allowing whatever information comes in to come in. But while you're meditating, you can also be questioning and asking and saying, I am so interested in meeting my off-planet family and meeting my brothers and sisters of other galaxies, and start talking about that just in your own mind. Just start thinking about that. Have that become a reality. Start looking at it as this could be a reality. There could be a day when this will happen. And think of it in real terms instead of something that's abstract and not attainable. Because this is attainable. This is going to happen. But first, the individuals need to be able to really believe that, to really have confidence and belief that this will happen and this is real. It is not just an abstract idea out there from a book you might read or a comic book you might read. This is very real. And there are your galactic brothers and sisters out there just waiting for the right time to meet you also. This is real. So you must, first of all, in your mind, realize that. It sounds like an easy thing to do, but we understand how hard that is, because you see so many movies and you read so many books and so many fictional books about aliens and off-planet beings, and the stories that are made up and all the things that are put into your psyche and into your mind makes you think that it may not be real because of the fact that you're reading fiction and you're watching movies or you're watching a television show. So because it's not real in your mind, because you're watching it as entertainment, you're not really focusing in and really believing that this is real and this could happen. Now, we don't want to say that all movies and all books and everything out there that you're watching or looking at is the way it really is. But it is giving you an idea of what you think it might really be. So we want you to understand that that's fine, because it's putting that, it does put that into your vision that there are other beings out there, but in a fictional way. And we want you to start looking at it is in a non-fictional way, in a real reality. Not in, I saw Star Wars, which is wonderful and gives you a lot of ideas, but yet it's still not reality. So we want you to start looking at it as not like a movie, not like a book, but actual reality. And once you start changing and shifting that mindset, that pattern, you'll start realizing that there's another way of looking at this. There's another way of believing it. It would be, let's give an example to you, like you have a relative that let's say you found out just now that you have a sister that you never knew about, that is out there somewhere on the planet, on your planet Earth, and you have a sister somewhere that you found out about. Well, what would you do to seek out that sister? First you put it in your reality. You put it in your reality that, oh my goodness, I have a real sister out there that I have never met, and I would like to meet this sister. So think of all the steps you would take to go ahead and meet that sister. You first have to put it in your consciousness that this is real, because why would you look for an imaginary sister? So first put it in your consciousness that this is a real thing. I really do have a sister out there and I'm going to find her. So that's the first step. And that's what we want you to look at as you're looking for your cosmic brothers and sisters out there. Oh, I have brothers and sisters out there. I have off-planet beings that I can relate to that are out there. And I'm going to try to figure out the best way that I can connect in with them. So looking at, again on Earth at your real sister that you just found out about, you would put out feelers. You would start thinking about her. You would start imagining. You would start imagining what is she like? Is she like me? And you would start thinking about all these wonderful questions that you have about her and for her. And that is a very, very good beginning for also looking and accepting your planetary brothers and sisters. So you want to start thinking about that. What would they be like in reality? What would it be like to really meet them? What would it be like if suddenly they were in front of me, and you wouldn't want fear, you wouldn't want to be afraid, you would want to have questions, you would want to find out so much information, and the excitement of this would be so overwhelming that you would just be amazed and in awe of the whole situation, just as you would be if you found this long lost sister you never knew you had. The amazement and the excitement and the fun of it. And that's how we want you to start thinking about meeting your galactic brothers and sisters, your galactic family, and your off-planet planetary beings that are similar to you, of the light, benevolent beings that are seeking the same thing you are, of meeting and learning and growing together. And this can be reality. This will be your reality. But we want you to start thinking along that mindset rather than the fictional mindset of what you might think it might be. So again, we ask that you start thinking about, what would I do? What would I really ask? What am I interested in? How would I react? And start looking at it as a reality of this being, this cosmic being who may or may not look like you. And that's another thing you have to accept. You have to be ready for the challenge of meeting an off-planet being that may not look exactly like you, but yet is benevolent and is loving and of the light and would like to just have a meeting and a conversation. Just start thinking of it that way. Just start thinking of what would it be like. Throw out some questions to yourself and throw out some questions to what you would ask them, some conversations you would like to have. And if you do this in a meditative state, you are then opening up. You're opening up your mind and you're opening up that door to whatever benevolent beings want to come in and communicate with you. And one of the first steps to doing this would be through mental telepathy, to be able to communicate through your mind and put out the love and light to your, again, planetary benevolent brothers and sisters who are ready to meet you. As soon as you and the planet is at a point when you are ready to meet them. And that's what they're waiting for. So again, this is just a small little piece of information that we want to give you to start preparing to realize that this is and is going to be a reality, and how would you react. It's an individual process, but again, an individual process as the light grows all over the planet to each and every individual. It can grow and it can become a reality, a conscious reality, and we want you to understand that, and we want you to start working towards that, because this is the next step. This is where we need to go. You need to see that this is going to be a very important step in the place of humanity, in the place of planet Earth. And we speak of planet Earth because that's who we're speaking to, and we want you to understand as an Earthling, as a resident of Earth, how it's best for you to function and how it's best for you to take this next step. So it sounds simple. We understand it sounds like a simple process, but it really is very important because we, again, want you to make this your reality. Start thinking of it as your reality. We hear over and over again, we hear many people saying, I can't wait to meet my galactic brothers and sisters. I can't wait. Yes, it is very exciting, and it's a very exciting thing to think about. But now you have to start thinking about the reality of it. And really making it your reality, not just a wish, not just a hope, not just I saw it in the movies and it looked like something that was exciting. No, make it your reality, just as if it's a reality that you're going to meet a sister, a long lost sister that you never knew existed before, but suddenly she came into your reality and you know she exists, and now you want to prepare to meet her. If you look at it that way, it may be easier for you to be able to figure out the pattern and the steps and the process to becoming actually face-to-face with this long-lost sister or your off-planet benevolent friends. And we just want to give you food for thought on that lines, and we will talk about this more later as time goes on also, but we just wanted to initiate you into being prepared and getting ready for this wonderful, great event that will happen, and it will be a very, very important, life-changing time for all involved. So thank you so much. And again, we wish you all light and love and happiness and everything that is good, because every single one of you on your planet deserves that. You deserve happiness and fun, and we want you to laugh. We want you to, laughing raises a vibration. Laughing raises the vibration of those around you, and it raises the vibration of the planet. So remember, as hard as times are, there are things that you're going through on your planet that is a lot of shifts, a lot of changes. But please remember, we want you to enjoy and laugh, because that is a wonderful thing to do. And it's important for each and every one of you to remember that also. So thank you so much. We love you. We appreciate you for listening. Thank you.